ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا
Hello and good evening. Today is Sunday, April 20, 2025. I'm Suleiman Talash and you're watching English News Bulletin from RTA News. Let's dive into today's news updates. Maulavi Abdul Salam Hanafi, the administrative deputy of the Prime Minister, met with a delegation led by Pakistan's Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister. In this meeting, bilateral cooperation in the fields of economy, trade and transit, as well as the forced deportation of Afghan refugees from Pakistan were discussed. The Deputy Prime Minister added that the Islamic Emirate fully supports the expansion of trade relations, Pakistan's connectivity with Central Asian countries through Afghanistan and other major regional projects between the two countries. The Deputy Prime Minister of Pakistan said that relations between Afghanistan and Pakistan are developing in trade, transit, and various other fields. He added that Pakistan will provide the necessary facilities to develop a trade and transit relations between the two countries and issue visas to Afghan businessmen. Nuruddin Azizi, the Minister of Industry and Commerce, who led a high-level delegation to Pakistan on a three-day visit on his return to Kabul, said that during this visit, he discussed with officials from the Pakistani Ministries of Interior, Foreign Affairs and Industry and Commerce about the return of Afghan refugees from Pakistan and trade and transit facilities. The Minister of Industry and Commerce also added that he asked Pakistani officials to open the Torkham and Boldag trade and transit routes 24 hours a day and prevent from being closed. We have a detailed story.
The Minister of Industry and Commerce has returned to Kabul after a three-day visit to Pakistan. Nuruddin Azizi says that during his visit, he discussed with Pakistani officials about the mechanism and facilities for the return of Afghan refugees, which were largely successful.
We suggested that Afghan citizens returning from Pakistan be part of the organized process. Forced deportations where people are forced to leave behind their belongings, assets, shops and factories are painful realities for our nation, especially for our refugees.
During his visit, the Minister of Industry and Commerce met with officials from the Pakistani Interior, Foreign Affairs and Industry and Commerce Ministries, as well as the Pakistani private sector and Afghan businessmen living there. During these meetings, he urged the Pakistani government to expand visa facilities for Afghan businessmen and make the Torkham and Spinbullah crossings open 24 hours a day.
The Torkham border must remain open 24 hours under a clear mechanism and plan. Discussions were held regarding both Torkham and Spinbullah crossings. We also raised the issue of visas towards traders who are really suffering. We asked for support, and during our conversations with traders and industrialists, we invited them to come and invest in Afghanistan.
The Minister of Industry and Commerce was accompanied on this visit by representatives from the Investment Facilitation Department of the Directorate General of Administration, the Ministries of Foreign Affairs, Finance, Transport and Aviation, Agriculture and Refugees and Repatriation Affairs, who discussed with Pakistani officials, in addition to trade and transit, the problems facing Afghan refugees.
An academic conference titled Emerging Opportunities in Afghanistan-Kazakhstan Relations was held in Kabul. At the initiative of the Center for Strategic Studies of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the conference focused on expanding relations between the two countries, trade, transit, and regional connectivity. The head of the Kazakhstan Institute for Strategic Studies also attended and spoke at the conference. The Ministry of Transport and Aviation says that a delegation from the ministry has traveled to Iran. The ministry's spokesperson stated that the delegation led by Mohammad Rostam Hafizyar, the head of the project planning, research and implementation, aims to establish transit vehicle checkpoints and develop transportation infrastructure between the two countries. We have more details in this report. A technical delegation from the Ministry of Transport and Aviation visited Iran. The delegation from the Ministry of Transport and Aviation, led by Mohammad Rustam Hafizyar, the Director of Project Planning, Research and Implementation, has visited Iran. The spokesperson for the Ministry of Transport and Aviation said that the visit was made to establish transit vehicle parking areas and develop transport infrastructure between the two countries.
A joint delegation from Afghanistan led by Mohammad Rustam Hafizyar, Director of Planning, Research and Project Implementation at the Ministry of Transport and Aviation, has traveled to Iran. Representatives from the Ministry of Industry and Commerce are also part of the delegation. The purpose of the visit is to identify and assess suitable locations for transit vehicle parking areas, particularly around the Chabahar port, and explore the development of transportation infrastructure to facilitate a smoother transit between Afghanistan and Iran.
Mr. Asifi adds that the Ministry of Transport and Aviation is always trying to provide more facilities for the safe and orderly transport of commercial goods.
The Ministry of Transport and Aviation is committed to improving transportation facilities to ensure safe, efficient, and streamlined movement of goods.
According to analysts, such bilateral visits and technical discussions lead to further strengthening of economic relations between the two neighboring countries and also pave the way for the establishment of strategic cooperation in the transport sector. The director of the implementation of major projects of the National Railway Company of Kazakhstan met with the governor of Herat, Sheikh Maulana Islamjar. The Herat provincial government press office stated that during this meeting, the two sides discussed the development of economic and transit cooperation. The Herat governor also emphasized the importance of cooperation between the two countries during this discussion. Mullah Abdul Latif Mansour, the Minister of Energy and Water, met with Baghlan Governor Maulavi Abdul Rahman Haqqani to discuss resolving challenges and accelerating the 500 kilowatt Dashte Khaja Alwan transmission line project in the province. The Ministry of Energy and Water says that the Governor of Baghlan promised to undertake the start of work on the Kelegi Dam as soon as the facilities are provided. The head of the National Disaster Management Department of Farah Province, Maulavi Muhammad Israel Sayar, said that last year, with the financial support from the partner organizations, they fully and partially built and renovated 140 houses in the provincial capital and Farah Road district at the cost of approximately 8 million Afghanis. He also added that in addition to distributing aid to the families of 50 martyrs and 39 injured in natural disasters, the department also provided food and non-food items to 5,801 affected families. Officials from the Logar Department of Industry and Commerce report that in the past fiscal year, they collected 3,287,000 Afghanis in revenue from issuing business licenses. According to the officials, this revenue was generated from the distribution of 53 new business licenses and the renewal of 90 licenses. The source also states that there are currently 39 food and non-food manufacturing factories in this province. More than 70,000 acres of land were recovered in the Zirko district of Herat province, and another 51 acres of land in the 11th district of the capital of the mentioned province was known as Emirate land. The Ministry of Justice says that the Technical Committee for Preventing Land Grabbing has also reviewed several cases related to land usurpation in different areas of the province. The Ministry of Refugees and Repatriation in a statement said that 175 Afghans were released from Pakistani prisons and they returned to the country. According to the ministry, these individuals were transferred to their home areas after receiving assistance. That's all for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.
توی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور دا د باتورانو کور ساتوی پسرو وینو دا د شهیدانو کور دا